晚上好。
晚上好。
Okay. Yes, we start with the homework, and yeah, as usual, the answer based on the dialogues. DT number one is 老师从几岁开始学跳舞？ This one we had answered it last time. 从7岁的时候 she started 跳舞。You still remember 跳舞 when she was 7 years old. 从 from 7岁的时候 If you want you can continue. 7岁的时候开始 Yes, you can say 从7岁的时候开始 She started when she was 7. 学跳舞 Learning how to dance. 从7岁的时候开始学跳舞 But here we just say 从7岁的时候。Number 2, 老师想教他，教 is to teach, 教他 teach her, 想教他的女儿跳舞吗？ Does she agree? Does she want to teach 教And we saw that she was okay with it, so the answer is simple. It's just a verb. 想教他 she wants, she really wants. She's okay with that. So just say 想 Short and simple. Number 3, 大卫什么时候去工作？ David, when is he going to work? We saw, according to the dialogues, talking about David getting a new job and it was his first job, and that he was starting to go to work starting from next week on Monday. So they're asking us what time and say 从 from 下星期一开始 starting from next Monday, next week on Monday. And 这次考试 this time, this exam 他都听懂了吗？ Did she understand everything in the exam? The answer is 都听懂了。She understood everything. According to the dialogue, she understood. And 5 is 他考试为什么没做完？ Why didn't she? Because it's this is for she. Why didn't she finish writing all the questions? We saw the reason is 题太多了。The questions were many. 题太多了。She said the 题太多了。我没做完。That's why she didn't finish. But for understanding, she understood everything. She just didn't have enough time to write all the questions. And here the task is to describe the pictures using the newly learned language points. So like here we have 衣服 clothes. 衣服你洗完了没有？洗完 is to First of all, this 洗 is a verb to wash. Last time we learned the 三点水. 三点水 are these 3 drops at the beginning of the character, and they are related anything that has to do with water, beverage, liquid. You'll see these 3. drops. Sometimes two. For example, for the character lang, which is cold, there are just 2 dian of water, right? It's written like this, lang, cold. But then for like also for water, there are 2. But for beverages, most of them, and we saw like for cities like Shanghai, so like for continents, all continents have this. Then here we have xi. This xi is verb to wash. It also has the 三点水. 三点水 is the 3 drops of water. Since we use water to wash, then you see the 3 drops at the beginning. This character is xian. If you remove the 3 drops, is xian. Xian, which means first. Then if you put the 3 drops in, it becomes xi. Yes, this is xi. It's like this, xi x. It is xi. This is xi, and then e. Then with the third tone, which is the falling and rising. So we read xi. 1 is to finish. So it's not just to wash clothes. It's to wash and get it done. Yes, because maybe there's a bunch of clothes and the question is whether she finished that task of washing the clothes. 衣服你洗完了没有? Are you done with doing the laundry? And next one here, you see the kid was probably writing the homework and 作业. The question is 作业. 作业太多了. The homework is too much. 我还没写完. 我还没写完. I'm not yet done. I haven't yet finished. 没写完. Not yet. Are we together? 我还没写完. You see, he's still writing the homework. So 作业太多了. 我还没写完. The next one here, you see, there are maybe workmates, and they're most probably working. You see them in a uniform, sitting on a line, maybe in the office. And 从8点 from, this is 从 from 8点. What is 8点? 8 o'clock. 到12点. 12点 is 12 o'clock.
2 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
Yes, 12 is 12. 12点. So 到12点. 他们都在上班. They are all working. So their work starts from 从8点. 从8点开始. So if you want after 8点, you can say 开始. Because 开始 is to start. So you can say 从8点, but here they just say 从8点到12点. So their work starts at 8 to 12. Shamban is to be on duty or to work. Shamban. Yes, we also say 上课 when we start class. 上课. So can you guess the opposite of 上班? The opposite of 上, we know it's 下, okay? And 班 is duty or work. So being on duty is 上班. How about being off duty or getting done with work? What will that be?
下班.
Yes, exactly. To be 下班. 下班. The same applies for 上课. When you say start class, like the class begins, we say 上课. So the class ends, we say 下课. 下课. All right. So here the next question. You can look at the picture. It might not be very much visible, but this is most probably the Tiananmen Square in Beijing city. So here the sentence is for this time. We learn D first. So what D? Here you can complete 去北京旅游. It's my first time to go to Beijing. You remember what last time we learned about Beijing? We saw how to write Beijing. And Bei, we saw like this Bei is for the north because Beijing is located in the northern region of People's Republic of China, and Beijing is the capital city of China. So this kind of building is called Tiananmen, if I'm not mistaken, but this is how it looks. The Tiananmen Square. So 我第一次去北京旅游 is my first time to go to Beijing to travel. Yes, and since it is the one we used in the dialogue, then it's Beijing, of course, because they just mentioned in one of the cities we mentioned earlier, it was Beijing and Shanghai, where we are mentioning the distance between A and B. I hope you remember that using Cong, so it was like Cong, 从北京到上海. See, let's say Beijing is here at A and Shanghai is here at B, and the distance here between is maybe let's say 700 kilometers. Then they are saying that 从北京到上海需要坐2个小时的，需要坐几个小时的飞机。How many hours does it take from Beijing to Shanghai by air? And yeah, we are done with this part of the questions and answers. I hope you learned something from it. Then this part in the intonation of a yes or no question. So we know that in languages, even English itself, the interrogative sentence in terms of intonation might not sound quite similar, the same as the affirmative. For example, if you're saying like, if you're like, my name, let's say my name is Peter. Okay, that's an example. My name is Peter. You see how it sounds? It's neutral. But if that was a question, if you are asking someone's name, what's your name? Sometimes be like, what's your name? You see that intonation, you rise a little bit. Or maybe be like, how are you? You don't be like, how are you? You don't sound more like a robot. So you'll be, how are you? You put that intonation, you put that maybe stresses and intonation to make it feel like, it's a question. You're expecting an answer. How about the pizza? You see, yes. What's the problem? You see that intonation that you put on the question makes it naturally sound differently from other kinds of sentence. If it was a compliment, oh, you look good, you see. But if it is a question, you won't be like, how are you? How are you? How are you? You put that emotions and the intonations. Yeah. So same applies to Chinese. The predicate is stressed, and the end of the sentence has a rising intonation. for Chinese is like this, rising intonation, and the predicate is stressed a little bit. For example, let's look at number 1 here provided. 你明天 is normal. You tomorrow. The moment you reach on the verb, this predicate part, say 去学校吗? You see? 你明天去学校吗? You see how the we stress the predicate part. 你明天去学校吗? Yes, are you going to school tomorrow? 去, you see, starting from the verb. Okay, this is the main verb in the sentence. 去, going to school, to go. Verb to go. 你明天去学校吗? Are we together? So you see how it's rising. It's giving us this upward moving direction. 2. 他们都知道这件事吗? 他们都知道这件事吗? Do they all do they all 知道? No. 这件事 this matter, because 事 is a matter, something. 件 is the measure word for things or stuff or matter. 什么事情? This is 事情. Just cut it short. 事情, 什么事情? What's the matter? You remember that last time we learned it 事情. So this is the 事 for 事情. Yes, it's just because 情 is not there, but it's still 事情. Just cut it short. 这件事吗? Do they all know about this matter? 他们都知道这件事吗? See, it's rising.第三题，你都听懂了吗? You see how it sounds? But if I said, if I'm expecting for an answer, and I'll be like, 你都听懂了吗? You know, it's like I just speak it out of nowhere. But if I say 你都听懂了吗, that means I just brought it about, like, you know, the emotions and that intonation at the end. 听懂了吗? Yeah.
What time?
You can look at this and try to repeat and practice by yourself.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
These are yes/no questions, because the answer for this, like number 1, 你明天去学校吗? Then your answer will be 去 if you're going, right? Tomorrow being a working day, maybe Tuesday, and you'll be okay, 我去. But maybe for one reason or another you're not going, and then you'll be 不去. This is a yes or no question. So it says a yes or no. 他们都知道这件事吗? 知道 they know. 不知道 they don't know. 你都听懂了吗? 听懂了 or 没听懂 Alright, let's move on. So we are learning about the radical, this one, okay, and then top to bottom, and then this one. So after writing this one, then there are these 3, actually 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the 2 radicals we're going to be looking at. The first one is this one. Okay, and then we have yes, there are 4. So previously we looked at 3 drops of water, and then here we have 4 drops of what? Guess. Can you guess this 4 is for what? If those 3 were for water, and then come at the beginning, and then this 4 is for what? Right. So first of all, the first
Hot.
one, hot. Yes, fire. You're right. For fire, because you see, it first of all, it's at the bottom, comes below. So let's look at the explanation. So the radical we're seeing is usually related to soil or land or buildings. Okay, soil, land, or buildings. You can write it. You can write it down because in the future we're going to be using it more frequently. Yes, so this one is Pianpang, and yeah, we can look at the examples of this character. See, for example, when we put it here, then it will become Kwai, which is like peace or lamp, and mean peace. Peace. And then this, when you put it here, we know this character is Ye, which is also. So when you put it together with Ye, then it will be D. And this D means earth or land or ground. Okay. And then we have these 4. CD and D. They are called CD and D. There are 4 drops at the bottom. So Huo is usually related to fire. 与火与用火有关系 related to fire or the use of fire. For example, 热 you see things that are hot. Why? Because if you have like, let's say, this is the saucepan, okay, and then you have firewood, okay, below the pot. The firewood, of course, there is fire, and then it will make whatever content that is in the pot hot. So that's why we have the 4 drops of fire. So you can easily see that this looks like firewood, okay, below the pot. That's why it's put below the character to show that there is some heat from below underneath. And this is 热, which means hot. And then we have this one, 黑. 黑 means black. 黑, black color. Alright, so there are some exercises here. Yeah, you can do them in your free time. There's this one also. Yep. You can do it and submit it. For those watching from YouTube, you can write the answers in the comment section. Alright, so now we come to chapter 10. We still have 5 more chapters to come to an end of book 2. And this is April. We are already in April, so we still have a few months to the end of this year. So Biajala, stop looking for 手机 what is 手机 cell phone 在桌子 we know 桌子 the table the desk 上呢别找了手机在桌子上呢 stop looking for your cell phone it's on the desk look at the pictures A, B, C to F. And then we have the words 1, 2, 3 to 6. We're gonna be doing the matching of the words with the pictures with the words and phrases. Number 1, first of all, is 西瓜. So which letter does it match? 西瓜 is what? Okay. 西瓜 is B.
Watermelon.
Yes. 西瓜 is B. Watermelon. 西瓜 repeat. 西瓜 watermelon. 西瓜 Number 2. 鸡蛋 鸡蛋 is egg. So it's egg. 鸡蛋 because G is chicken. G is chicken. And I want to show you a simple trick about this character for chicken. You see, it has, it's in the class of birds, right? So when you look at this character here, it looks like a bird, right? Because you see the eye, the head, you see the crown on its head. This is a cock, right? Yes. And then the body. So this is chicken, hen. So name like different kinds of birds, the crows and all these birds, you see this character in them. Anything related to a bird, you see this one in them. So tan is an egg. So in Chinese, if it is the egg of, let's say, a duck, then you see the duck at the beginning. I think in English they'll just say egg for, if it is egg for duck and egg for hen or chicken or egg for different kinds of birds, they'll just group them as like eggs. But in Chinese, if it is the egg of the duck, they'll put duck at the beginning before saying the egg. Then number 3 is 休息. What is 休息? This one is for you.
Resting.
Yes, so it's letter
C.
Good. 休息. Then number 4 is which letter?
F.
Very good. So another thing about medicine, you see, "吃" is to eat. In English, I think we say to take medicine, but in Chinese, you see they use to eat medicine because Chinese believe in traditional medicine, and this Yao, um, yes, originally they do. They also take like the Western medicine, but most of them also still believe in the traditional. So last time we learned this radical, which is the grass radical, and medicine comes from the natures, the herbs. So you see this is the land, which is D. We just looked at it previously, and then there's grass growing from underneath the ground. So this is how. So that's why you see the word medicine has the grass radical on top because it comes from the herbs. So 吃药 is to take medicine. And then number 5, 手机. What is 手机? What is 手机?
Cell phone.
Yes, so it's D. Because 手 is a hand, Ji is electronic. We know the hand in Chinese is the character of hand is written. These are fingers, right? And then our fingers are touched on our hand, and the wrist, the whole hand. This is the hand. And then G, we know this G for like electronics, mechanical, electronical related stuff. They have this G, like an aeroplane, generator. The airport also has this G. Okay. The robot, 机器人, 等等，is etc. And then number 6 is 准备午饭. 准备午饭. To prepare 午饭. What is 午饭? Can you guess? What is 午饭? 准备 is to prepare. And here it is letter E. 午饭, fan is food. 午
Maybe a meal.
Lunch. 午 because Zhongwu is noon, right? Zhongwu is noon. So if you say 午饭, then it's the meal for noon. 午饭. 早饭 is breakfast. 午饭 lunch. 晚饭 dinner or supper. You see these 3 periods. 3 times a day. 早 in the morning. 午 or 中 noon. And then 1 in the evening. But you can also say 中餐. Some people use 中餐, which is also means lunch. So here we are to add an appropriate object after each of the following verbs. We have an example here, like 学汉语, which is to learn Chinese. So here we have 听. We're gonna be doing this together. You can say听懂, right? Like we learned last time. 听懂了, which is to understand, right? Like we learned last time. If you just say 听 is to hear. But if you say 听 And then 懂了 that means you listen. Okay, you understood. The next one is T here. T is to kick using your foot. So if you say like T, you can say T 足球. 足球 is football. 踢足球 to kick the football. Okay. Here we have 玩, which is to play. So we play a lot of things. You can play games. So you can say 玩. Games in Chinese is 游戏. 玩游戏. 玩游戏. Games. To play games. Here you can say 写. You can say 写作业. 写作业. Writing the homework. And then here you can say 下班. To get off work. Here you can say 开始. 开始. Yes, this one. 开始. There are many 时, so you need to know the right one. 开始, which means to start or to begin. So we just did 听懂了. Understood. 听懂了吗? You see, if it was a question, I would be 听懂了吗? You see, it also create that sense in you that you have to react, you have to answer, right? But if I say 听懂了吗? 听懂了吗? I'm sounding more like AI. But if I say 听懂了吗? Then you know, oh, he's not a robot. So now we have 踢足球, which is to play football. 踢足球. And then 玩游戏, 玩游戏. To play a game. To play games. It doesn't matter. In Chinese, if you want to make it plural, a noun, there's nothing like adding s or ies or es. No, you just the noun doesn't change. Okay, it doesn't change at all. If it is 玩游戏, if it is one game, it's still 游戏. If there are two games, still 游戏. If there are a million games, still 游戏, 玩游戏. And that is really interesting. 写作业 writing homework or homeworks. 下班 to get off work. And then 开始 is to start. So last time we learned about numbers. I hope you remember. I hope we all remember. We learned numbers from 0 up to 1 million. So how do you say from 0 up to 1 million in Chinese? Because we learned the word song and we also know how to say dao. So you can construct a sentence and say from 0 up to 100. It's easy. Can you unmute your mic? From 0 up to 1 million. We know 1 million in Chinese, right? So we say song. Continue.
I beg your pardon?
Song Ling from 0 up to 1 million. You said Song Ling. Dao, right? Up to. From 0 up to. Song Ling Dao.
100.
Yes, 100. 100. 1 million is 100. 100 is 100.
You buy one.
Yes, 100. Very good. Song Ling Dao 100. From 0 up to a million. From 0 to hero. From nothing to something. So yeah, this is our chapter 10, lesson 1. And we have just 2 new words for tonight. Only 2. So do well to memorize them. New word number 1 is ke. And it's a noun. It means class. We are having class now. We are having lessons right now. Repeat ke. New word number 2 is 帮助, which is a verb. Is to help or to assist or to aid. Verb. So we have 1 noun, 1 verb. 一个名词，一个动词。And 在家里 they are at home. A and B. Look at the picture. Mommy is at the back doing the chores. The kids are most probably watching the TV, sitting in the couch. And A says 不要不要看电视了. What is 不要? Don't. Because 不 is no, right? Not. 要 is want. So 不要看电视了. Do not. Don't. 明天上午 tomorrow morning. We know 上午 is early in the morning. 早上 is morning at 10, right? 上午 is early in the morning. 上午 starts at 6 a.m. up to 8:59. That is 上午. And then 早上 starts from 9 a.m. to 11:59. That is 上午. Okay? Yes, so we should keep that in mind. So 明天上午还有汉语课呢. There is Chinese class. Don't watch television. You have class tomorrow in the morning. Chinese class. 不要看电视了。明天上午还有汉语课呢. So this 上午 is more of before noon. Okay, so in English we don't say good before noon, but we say good afternoon. We don't say good noon or good day. We just say good afternoon. But in Chinese you can say 上午好, which is good before noon. And you can also say 早上好, which is good morning. Yeah, it's all they all say it's morning. Yeah. But in Chinese 早上 is different from 上午. Alright, so 还有汉语课呢, there is Chinese class. B says 看电视. 看电视 is to watch what? Television. 电视. 对学汉语，看电视对学汉语有帮助。The kid is smart says watching television is good for Chinese learning. So they're probably watching a Chinese program, maybe the cartoons in Chinese. And then A says 明天的课你都准备好了吗？明天的课 Are you well prepared for the lessons tomorrow? And the kid says 都准备好了。明天的课都准备好了吗？都准备好了。So let's go through it one more time. 不要看电视了，明天上午还有汉语课呢。看电视对学汉语有帮助。明天的课你都准备好了吗？都准备好了。Alright, so this brings us to the end of our class tonight. And if you have a question, you can unmute your mic immediately and ask for the next few minutes that we have. 大家听懂了吗？没有问题吗？还是有没有问题？有问题的话直接问我。
我听懂了。
听懂了哦，听懂的话呢就太好。那我们就明天见。明天见。Alright,
明天
thanks for
见。
watching, everybody. Thanks for coming this far. If you really found this lesson helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're watching this for the first time and you didn't subscribe, give us subscribe, comment, share with your friends. That way you help more students find these lessons and we shall learn from each other. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.